Welcome back to another Grand Cross Age of Titans video. In today's video, I'm going to give you a beginner's guide on how to progress your account quickly and just some general tips and tricks that I have learned in the almost 50 days that I've been playing. So as soon as you log into the game, you are going to entered into a cutscene of sorts. There is a lot of chapters or stories, depending on however you want to view them. As you can see, I have completed it. There are 37 of them. Most of them you're able to skip, but some of them at the beginning you just kind of got to play through, and it's going to be a longer portion of a tutorial. So if you've never really touched a game before and you're just kind of looking at it because you like the art style or it just looks cool, or if it's like your first city builder, just be prepared to sit for a while. I sat and watched and listened to the entire thing, all the dialogue, and I pretty much did that for all of them besides I think like the last 3 chapters in here, but I always just thought it was really entertaining. So that's pretty much just the intro of it. You're going to do a couple things. You're going to build a bunch of these buildings here that you see, and I will go over that in a minute. But so if I miss anything in this guide, I just want you to go ahead and let me know in the comments below. I'm going to do everything to my best ability. I even have my phone next to me with a list of some things that I do want to go over, and I'm going to explain as much as I can. I'm also going to put all of the little tags on the bottom so that way you guys can skip to whatever portion of the video that you want to. And before we get started here, thank you for taking the time to view. If you have any additional comments that you want to throw down there, I always try to take a look at them. And if this video helped you at all, go ahead and like and subscribe. Alright, so let's start off with the layout. So if you come from any other games, this one might look a little bit different to you. So this is pretty much where you're going to start at the beginning, with your main castle up here. And then it's going to have you put all of your trainings in this area over here. As you can tell, I have the archer, the cavalry, the infantry, along with the combat engineer workshops. And then you have your buildings like your farm, your sawmill, your hospitals, your gold mine, along with your quarries. So each of these buildings need to be level 25 in order for you to upgrade your academy up to level 25. So as of right now, there is a big event that is going to be coming out, which I will cover in a future video. That I'm just waiting for some of these buildings, as some of them, like the gold mine here, is super expensive. For whatever reason, stone is very hard to get in the game. Even harder to get than gold. As you can tell, I have almost 102 million gold compared to the 62 million stone. So if we move down here, you're going to have your castle wall. Mine is only at level 20, but there were not really any prerequisites that I needed in order to, upgrade stuff. So my castle wall has just kind of sat here. This is going to be another building that I work on, because the durability does matter, especially whenever we enter in this game's version of KVK, which is a kingdom versus kingdom. As soon as we get information on that, I plan to make a video as well. If we move up a little bit, you're going to see the Titan hangar. So this is where you are going to hold your Titans. So in this game, you have Titans, which I will throw mine out on the field right now. They are a kind of like a additional unit that takes up one of your marches. So if I go down here and choose my Titan, and on this one I have one of the specialty Titans, which is Esther, and I'm going to go ahead and place her down here. So these Titans are very skilled at taking down other players. So I did live stream one of the events. It's called Cross Dimension, and so pretty much once I learned how to play it and kind of like the objectives, it was actually a lot of fun to play. And a lot of people were using the Titans, and even though some of my commanders are maxed and at a very good level, in my eyes anyway, the Titans were still doing massive damage. So if I'm going to go ahead and recall, that way As of currently, they still take a little bit of damage whenever you are, just out in the field and the sitting, so you really don't want to leave them hanging. So you get some of these titans here. So as you can tell, Ox is an archer, Edok is a cavalry, and so on here. And then Esther was, like I said, the commander that was in a limited time event that occurs pretty much as often as some of the other events, and I will explain that in a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade that real quick. Down here you have the Titan Foundry. So in order to restore your Titan, you need to build this Titan Foundry. And in order to do that here, you need specialty items, which I will go ahead and speed this up really quickly so I am able to show you what type of specialty item that you need. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that, so I just call them ADAs. And so what these are is kind of like if you played other games, there are specialty items that you need in order to upgrade for prerequisites. This is one of them, and later in the video I will show you a few different ways on how to obtain them and where you can get them. So as you can tell, for one, I do not have enough in order to upgrade this to the max level, and I do not have the Titan Hanger or the storage to level 25 yet. The operation command is where you are going to get a bigger rally size. A lot of people tend to rush this, but in reality it's not really needed yet, unless you have the commanders to set rallies and really contribute to that portion of KVK. So as you can tell, mine is at 24, as I have upgraded a few of the heroes in the beginning in order to give my alliance the best that I can. If we move down a little bit, as I have lightly covered on some of these in the hero growth video that I did not too long ago. Oops. These are the Tower of Distresses that pop up throughout the chapters in here, along with you leveling up your castle. So we have the Tower of Distress, the Tower of Glacier, we have the Tower of Oppression, the Tower of Moonlight, along with the Tower of Flames. So what's really cool is you can actually build buildings and move them around on these areas over here. And when we get to the events portion of the video, I will lightly go over what event you need for some of these areas if you choose to do it. So once you defeat these towers here, they end up giving you free castle skins. So as you can tell, I'm using the Red Dragon Castle, which gives me archer attack, and I lose cavalry health. Not the greatest trade in the world if you've come from other games, but it just looks cool, so I'm just gonna leave it there. So that is the general layout of the entire city here. So one of the other really cool things is on the left side once you unlock the trading port. So in this game, they only come every so often. I believe it is in intervals of 8 hours, but I'm not entirely sure on that. To the right here, this is your trade-in shop. So unfortunately, I'm not going to waste any of these guys here just to trade them in, as I need all of these items still. But if we look on the bottom right portion of your screen, you are going to be able to see the trade-in value for one of these. So the unique star fragments are 2, the rare is 1, and so are the uncommon stars. The season 1 legendary mana stones, which I'm hoping that you're not trading in, are worth 50. So in the section over here, this is where you can see all the exchange shop. So as of right now, I have 0 just because I went out and bought out some of the most important things to me right now, and I still have yet to pull anything regarding my heroes or anything of that sort. So, but this shop is very useful, and I'm really happy to see that this resets every week. So as of right now, it is Monday, so this will reset at 00 game time on Sunday. In the center here, you do have your star fragment, which this also needs to be leveled up to level 25, as I have showed you. Mine is just not been leveled up because I've pretty much forgotten. So this is where you're going to summon all of your heroes in this game. So we have the normal summon tabs and the advanced summons. These two are always going to be here, and in order to summon, we need the advanced summons up here, and for this one, the normal summons, which you can see up here in the top right. So right up above there, a couple days into the game, you're going to see the Biam Grand Summon, and so this kind of depends on who you want to go for in the game. I went with Biam because he is going to be a really good rallier here, as you can tell from his siege skill. So if we go back into here, I believe this order goes Biam, Isaac, Claudia, Arthur, Belly. So if I go and pull those up, so Biam was here, and then I believe it went Isaac, and then Claudia, Arthur, and Belly. So as you can tell, the grand summons cost 6,000 gems every single time that you want to do the 10 summon count. So if you do every single summon, it is 48,000 gems per. So in each round, there are 3 days worth. So that adds up to a lot of gems. So you really want to choose which commanders that you want to go for very carefully, as you can tell, you do get a decent amount of prizes here, but it's not always going to be a guarantee that you're going to pull that commander that you want. Even though this is Arthur Grand Summon, there is still a chance of pulling other legendaries. So like I stated before, I went for Biam here, and I have him completely awakened, and I did that in the beginning of the game just so I could have someone to rally with, especially since there was a civil war in the beginning. So regarding all the gems and stuff like that, there is a very nice cash shop here. As you can tell, we are in approaching day 50 right now, so we do have some extra special bundles. I'm not sure if they're going to appear right away in the early game or not. So this hero here is Rina, so I'm just going to go ahead and ignore her for now. If we go down here, this is the daily hero discount, and I get this every single day. As of right now, we have 4 different heroes that we can go for. The top 2 that everyone is going for is Mellaby and Isaac. Those are the 2 that we have deemed are, worth our $5 every single day. Corvo and Freya, we are not upgrading currently, although we do have a general idea that Freya will eventually be, worth investing in, but maybe a little bit later down the line once we know a little bit more about the combat engineers, because typically archer, cavalry, and infantry are the main ones, and the combat engineers or the siege machines have not really been used in game yet. Moving on to the daily distributor, we have a 28-day gem supply, which this one will give you 28,000 gems for, I believe this bundle is $10. And you get 2,200 gems at the beginning, totaling 30,000 gems for $10. So if we go to the gem shop here, even the $70 general pack only gives you 17,000 gems. So if you are spending in the game, some of these daily in here are very nice. And then you can see there are speed ups along with 7 days worth of resource supplies. Next, if we move on to the value packs here, you can see we have the Blessed Relic, the Heroic, the Artisan's Work, Rigorous Training, Tech Advancement, the Abundance, Emergency Support, and New Adventure. I'm just going to quickly go over what each of these packs entail and kind of give you a little insight to which ones I have gotten myself. So the Blessed Relic, these are going to be completely for your Titan. As you can tell, they have part production speedups here, along with a little bit of resources and general speedups along with VIP points. This is $40, and this is only purchasable once every week. So just to show you what it would look like, is the Titan Foundry here. You need to produce certain products. So if we produce these, and I go to my speedups, you can see I have quite a few, but they are pretty hard to get and obtain. So if you're really working hard on your Titan, that might be a decent pack for you to get. Next is the Heroic Deeds. These are where you're going to get the prayer books. So this really has been the main pack that I've been going for, just because I want to work my heroes before I really work anything else in the game. You know, even if I get the tier 5 and I have horrible heroes, I'm not going to do much damage. So I would much rather work my heroes and have a little bit worse of a lab, which really showed with how well I did in the cross dimension. The Artisan's Hard Work, that is going to be your general building speed ups, along with your just normal speed ups where they can be used on anything. The training is going to be your training speed ups. The technological is going to be your academy speed ups, which I will show you here as well. The Abundance pack is going to give you more resources than any other pack in the shop, from what we know as of right now. I don't think anyone has really gotten this bundle yet. There's no fighting going on. Our server, which is server 15, is completely on the same page, and couldn't be happier. This emergency support, it appears to be kind of I know that there's some packs in other games where you're fighting in KVK or a KVK style, and these packs really give you a whole bunch of training speedups along with healing speedups, as you can see here on the screen. And so it kind of focuses on allowing you to heal and get back out into the fighting. The new adventure pack here, it will give you the dimensional maps, which if you say you're in server 102 and you want to port into server 72, this is the pack that you're going to need. If we go down here just into the general gem shop, you can tell that there are 6 different bundles here, ranging from 99 cents all the way up to $69.99. The first time that you buy this bundle, you are going to get double your value for the same price. So if I got the $70 bundle, I would get 34,000 gems at $70. Most people just generally go for the value packs, and because it gives us additional stuff instead of just gems. As always, you're going to have a bunch of these other packs pop up here on your screen, and those are all for you just to kind of decide what's going to be the best value. And then you always have daily recharge rewards, which appear, I think it's been every like 35 days so far from what I've seen. And if you are going to spend in the game, this is the absolute best time to do it, because each day for 5 days you get additional prizes for spending for purchasing 2,500 gems, which we are on day 5 tomorrow. And you can see that I get 10 legendary mana stones, and these are valued in the shop for 15,000 gems. So that is very, very valuable for players like myself who always need the best value. How? On the bottom right of your screen, there is going to be a helmet. This is going to be your heroes tab. If I call it commanders, it's just because I played so many games like this, and commanders is just kind of hammered inside of my brain. So, as you can tell, I have mine separated by rarity. Anyone that is gold here is going to be a legendary commander. Anyone in purple is going to be unique. Anyone in blue is going to be rare. And then the green are going to be uncommon. So 3 out of 4 of these commanders down here are gathering. So the gathering commanders are going to help excel your gathering in the outside world. So as you can tell, there are what we consider to be nodes. They are croplands, they are mines. You also have logging camps and gold mines. So obviously the mines are going to be for your stone, logging camps is for your wood, croplands are for your food, and gold mines are for your gold. So if we go back into the commanders tab here, and let me scroll all the way down to the bottom, you're going to have your skills on the left side and the talents on the right. So your skills are going to represent what that commander is going to give you as boosts as you level them up with their mana stones. So for instance here, Lori at level 5, she's going to do 250% skill damage. She's going to increase your general gathering speed by 15%, increase your food gathering speed by 25%, increase your combat engineer attack by 10%, and increase your carrying capacity by 10%. So these commanders are, like I said, very good at gathering out in the open world, and a lot of us do level them up just so we can max these skills and work on their talent tree here. So for these types of commanders, we know that we're not going to use them out in the open field, so we're going to fully work their gathering tree, which as you can tell I have not done because I just don't particularly gather out in the world, which I'm trying to break the habit. I had them going all day and I just completely forgot as I started to sit down and record a video. But if you do level them up to level 60, you are able to max out this entire gathering tree here. I did the math on it on a couple heroes and that worked out properly. If my math is wrong on some of them, I do apologize, but that is what I gathered as of currently. So as we move on here, you can see some of these commanders have different specialties. So as you can see, Erin, which she is a rare commander and you are going to get a lot of pulls from her. She excels at infantry and she is very good at defending. So you can always click these guys up here and see exactly what she excels in. So she's good at providing reliable defense when fighting out in the open world. So although she is a rare commander and odds are you will not be using her, she is still good at defending your troops that are fighting in the open world. If we go to one of the other commanders that I particularly use out in the open field, like Valkyrie, you can tell that she is a cavalry commander in Hunt. The Hunt commanders are going to be very good at defeating monsters out in the open field. So I did an entire video on the best ways to gain experience. I will try to remember to throw a tag out here. Actually, I'm going to put it down right now what section in the video I'm at, so that way I know where to put it. And they each, and so someone like Valkyrie gives an additional 30% on hero XP. So I always have her out in the field. As you can tell, she is level 60 just because of how much I have used her out in the open field. And then you're going to have a commander like Jeanette. Jeanette is considered to be one of the, if not the best, unique commander in the game. She is a combine hero. What that means is she is good at every single type troop that she commands. She's able to command with all the best stats. On this one here, she also is built to just straight up attack. So she's going to be very good out in the open field. If you are someone who's a very low spend or you're free to play, Jenna is quite easy to upgrade and be able to max out in the time before any sort of kingdom versus kingdom fighting. As you can tell, I have mine completely maxed out here. And as you move up here, someone, like I mentioned, Melody earlier, she is going to be a archer commander along with support. So she is going to, as it states here, and she's going to enhance the stats of the additional troops near you. I believe. Let me see here. Correct. Okay, so she's going to increase your basic attack damage to enemies for 5 allied troops within your area. So I will give you an example of that right now. So if we go down here, you're going to see this is where your Kingdom Chronicles is going to be, your arena, your demon extermination, and the decoration contest, which I will chat about in a second. So for this instance, I'm going to go into the event called the demon extermination. So this event is quite simple. You're going to set your best commanders out in the field, and you're going to fight Dylos here. I believe that is how you say your name. Just for damage. You actually get some pretty good rewards, which is based alliance wise every single week, and you're able to attack this guy twice a day, and that also gives you a set number of rewards. So a lot of us have kind of complained because one of the specialty commanders that you get from this event, it is going to take her like 2 years to upgrade if you did it every single day and you place first on everything. I will show you that in a couple seconds, but as you can tell here, Melody does increase the rest of the commander's abilities. So basic attack damage went up, and so instead of 18,000, it is at 22,000. So every single one of my commanders got a little boost in this time period. And so instead of fighting someone out in the open field, I wanted to show you that example just by fighting here. And so as you can tell, you get these demon seals, which can be exchanged in the shop in the bottom left for this commander. Her name is Karma. Most of us are only unlocking her just because of the $5 bundle that pops, which gives you 10 legendary mana stones, which is a bundle that every single person always gets if they are spending in this game.
I don't do much walking around during the
A few
day.
other commander examples are commanders like Erdel. He is also combined, so he does give abilities for every single troop type, but this one is station. So he's going to be good at defending your city, he's going to be good at defending passes and any other types of buildings that you have and your alliance builds out on the map. Another specialty commander is Sekhmet. Personally, I use her a lot, even in fighting. I typically pair her with Biam, although I'm not sure if that's the best pairing, but it's worked so far for me. And we haven't really gotten the test much yet. Like I said, as our world has been peaceful, I know that I have a couple alliance members who are going to help me test a bunch of these commanders, especially Rina, because I know a couple of you guys have really wanted the talent tree and the talent build that I have created for her, and I have tested a little bit, so I'm gonna make an entire video on that. I plan to release it sometime this week. So what's special about these two heroes? And that is going to be your VIP. So Sekhmet is a VIP commander that you're only able to awaken her through bundles while upgrading your VIP level. So she goes up into level 10 VIP, which you can see here. It ends at 260 mana stones, where Erdel begins at VIP 11 and goes all the way to VIP 15, where you can see you will get his 290 at the end, and that is when you're able to awaken him. You also get a few other things from here, but the thing that you really want to pay attention to, especially with VIP, is personally I do not like spending gems on VIP. I know that I have a certain amount that I allow myself to invest in the game, and I know that I'm going to level this VIP up steadily, and I know where I'm at in game compared to what events are coming up, and that really gives me a good idea on what's worth it and what's not. If I was here and I was only a couple thousand VIP points away, which you are able to use gems to level them up, so it is 1 gem per 1 VIP. Something going from level 10 to level 11 VIP I would do if it's just a couple thousand gems, basically because I am able to get an additional gold mana stone, as you can tell here. So at level 10 it is 1, level 11 it is 2. Same goes for VIP 13 to VIP 14. I know that I'm only 30,000 away on this one, but I do not want to use 30,000, especially when we have the Grand Summon event going on right now, and there are a few other events that may or may not be coming that are going to be a lot more important to have gems for. The VIP also gives you additional boosts. So at level 14 I will gain an additional 5% troop health, and the food production, wood production, these are all buffs that I have just obtained because of my VIP level. Gathering speed is very nice. The wounded soldier healing speed at 45% at this level is absolutely amazing, and it makes healing a lot cheaper in this game. The stamina, and then just the building and the research speeds, hospital capacity, and then this general hero XP, troop attack, and troop defense. All those stats add up. It may be only 5%, but in this game, when I go through the lab in a couple seconds, that's going to prove to be a lot. And it is 100% worth it. So as you can tell, the higher levels you go, everything increases by a little bit, as it should with different VIPs. So as of currently, VIP 16 and them is the max, and we believe it is going to be somewhere around 1.5 million VIP points. I haven't seen anyone max with it yet. Maybe someone in the earlier worlds will be able to know and can fill us in the comments, but other than that, that is just speculation. So if we move down here regarding the Academy Lab, so if you've played some of these games before, you know stuff like close order drill, quenching, medical research. Going from level 9 to 10 is typically a significant time along with a significant boost. But luckily in this game, as you can tell, it is only 0.3% boost for 130 days worth of research. So this is why in the beginning, when I was kind of going over some of the few packs that I purchased, it's the reason why I go for commanders, because I know someone like Sekhmet at even right here, going from level 1 to level 2, I gained 4% cavalry attack. That is something that the lab isn't providing. So I would gladly take a commander and have a little bit less on my lab done, but I just know that I'm still able to fight out in the open field just because I have strong commanders. I'm working at, or I am working towards tier 4, and I know that I'm going to be on the same level as some of these other people who have weaker commanders but have a stronger lab, and that has been proven by a couple of us, and it's so far been working out quite well as my tactic, especially in the event that we just had, which was the cross dimension. So as we are going through here in the lab, one of the main goals is to unlock tier 4 as fast as you can. These are not super easy to get to, but they are a lot easier to get to instead of tier 5. If you are able to unlock tier 5 by the time that KVK1 is announced in your world, then you are spending a lot of money. So in these types of games, a lot of it is just about time. I can guarantee you that your alliance members are going to appreciate you being active, joining the rallies, participating in alliance events more than exactly how strong you are, especially when it comes to fighting. Whenever the KVK is announced, as long as you're active, participating, and just doing your best, that really shows a lot more than someone who may be a super strong player but they only show up for 20 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever the case may be. Um, so we're going to have, this is just all the general stuff here. So the mock battles is going to give you troop attack, the armor enhancement is going to give you troop defense, and the boost morale is going to give you health. So we have metal finishing and shield, replace, and I think that's pronounced van braces, horse breed improvement, heavy armor, trajectory, and wheel. So on this first one, it is always going to be an increase in attack, and on the second one, it is always going to be an increase in defense. And I will go ahead and show you guys this. So level 1 is 6%, then it goes to 12%, and then it kind of slows down a little bit and goes 1% up until level 10, which is 20%. So my kind of basic idea is to get all of these up to at least level 7, and then slowly level them up as it is just over a week each for every single one of these, and that really adds up really quickly, where I know I'm only missing 3, maybe 2% if you're lucky on each of these, which is not that big of a deal, as I have showed you before, unless you're versing someone who has unlocked all of their tier 5 and their commanders are very, very, very just overpowered. But of course, some of us try to avoid those people, or if you're like me and you saw me on the live stream, I just went right in with my mixture of tier 1 to tier 4. I just was having fun. You're also going to have specialty troops here, which I have not invested in yet. I will end up doing this eventually, but you need to unlock tier 4 in order to unlock both of these guys here. These are going to be catapults, and these are going to be your bombers. I don't particularly know a lot about these guys, but I know that the steel bombers I have seen a lot with archer commanders, and the steel catapults, these are going to be your engineering commanders. And unfortunately, there are only a few that are in the game currently, and Freya is one of them. So like I said, if you're going to be someone who wants to go for these, the $5 daily pack, you will want to go for Freya if you are spending inside of the game. So moving on to a little bit more general. In this tab here, this is going to be your alliance. As you can tell, I am in Nebula here in Kingdom 15. You're going to have research, gifts, rankings, assistance, alliance resources, and etc. So in your alliance gifts, you're going to be able to claim free gifts that your alliance members either purchase or hit monster forts. So as always, the rare gifts are going to be a lot better. As you can tell, it gives you alliance credits, speed ups, VIP points, oaths, and just everything along those lines that help you progress your city. The monster forts out in just the world are going to give you experience and resources, and in here they are just giving you general amount of resources, and sometimes you will get a couple gems. As you progress and level up your gift level here, you're going to unlock these uncommon alliance treasure chests, which you are able to claim and open for whatever it shows here. So as of right now, I'm able to get a 8-hour protection barrier, 6 advanced summoned, 12 hours worth of speed ups, along with 1,000 VIP points. So typically you always want to send out rallies whenever there's an event for it, and I will go through a couple of those events in a couple minutes. We're also going to have the research that your R5 or your R4 is going to set for you, because they have worked with the other leaders in the server or just in the alliance if you're early, and they have determined what they want to go for. the rankings tab here is just something that I like to use to see where I'm at regarding my other alliance members. So we have Phoenix Flare up here at the top. He is someone who has just kind of recently joined our Discord calls and has started participating with actually chatting. He's a lot of fun to be in a Discord call with, and hopefully when KBK comes, we're gonna really see him overpower some of these players. So this is just something to check and make sure that you're doing okay with where you're at. As you can tell, I'm in 8th in our here, and I believe I think I'm in 12th overall in the server, but I'm not sure. Resource tribute rank, you're able to donate resources to the alliance. As of currently, you cannot transfer resources directly to another player. You have to do it through an alliance, and then the owner of the alliance is able to take those resources and give them directly to a designated player. Mine doesn't show because I bounce in and out of alliances just to help where I'm needed. You're also able to see elimination rank and alliance support rank through here. In the shop, as always, you're going to gain the alliance coins or the alliance currency, and you're able to purchase these at the cost of your coins. If you need a couple speed ups, you're always able to ask your alliance leaders to throw them in there. Typically they will, as long as they have an abundance. Each alliance has their own way of doing things, so that's completely up to them. So if I wanted to register this 1 minute speed up, I could click this here and it will appear in the shop as well. So if I go to my player character here, this is where you're able to name yourself and see all of your stats here. So the elimination points, the death points, territory, and combat power is pretty much where you are going to, it's what you're going to have on your main page. As of right now, there's no way to change it, and that's typically what people want to see and want to care about, especially when you're out in open field. Some people choose who they want to fight based off of this, where you just run in like myself. If you want to see more specific stats, you're able to see this through here. As you can tell, 9 million of my power comes through building, 5.8 comes through research, almost 8 million comes through my army, and 2.75 mil comes through my hero power. You're also able to see stuff down here regarding your battle stats and your resources. Like I said, I'm working on that. And these stats here, all the battle stats, it's from the pretty much beginning of the server where I was in alliance. We didn't like the particular leadership of the main 3, which I am now a leader of the number 1, and we fought them for it and we lost. Anyway, moving on. You're also able to see down here, these are your leech skills. And so what's really cool about this game is each 10 levels that you gain on a commander, you upgrade these leech skills. So if I go to someone that I know is a little bit lower on the list, like Karma, she is at level 20, level 30, 40, 50, and 60. You can see that she gets an increased leech skill here. So for this one, it's teleport. So with her, I'm going to be able to teleport all deployed troops to the selected location after 3 seconds. If I go to someone that I know is level 60, like Jeanette, she has the legendary Magnificent Armor, which decreases skill damage taken by 30% for 120 seconds, so 2 minutes. Each of these have a very long cooldown, but it is still very nice to be able to use, especially in big fights. I did use a lot of these in one of the events, and they were cool until I got swarmed and just completely annihilated. So everyone's going to kind of have their own different combos regarding the leech skills. As you can tell, I use a couple of these up here. I have one for archer, one for cavalry, and one for infantry, as I'm kind of working on all of them. If you want to be a cavalry focused player, obviously you're going to want to choose from the cavalry skill here. Same for archer and infantry or combat engineer, which are only 2 here. So at level 25 castle, you are going to unlock the 3rd one, unless you're going to have 2 or 1. It just kind of depends on what level you are there, and I can't remember if it actually shows the liege skill. It does not. So if I remembered, I would 100% tell you. So one of the last things I want to talk to you guys about is I want to touch on the barbarians a little bit, and then I will go into just a couple events that I think are very worth investing in and saving your stuff for. So I don't think I'm going to be able to zoom this out all the way that I want, just because I am on a different client. But if you guys have watched the other video, you know that we took the royal castle, which I really wish I could find, which is in the final zone over here. So this zone also unlocks barbarians or monsters from level 21 to level 25. If you want to level up your commanders, I go into zone 2, which has between level, I think it's 15 to 20, and that still gives me a range of 45,000 to 70 something thousand experience, which is 100% worth it, because these barbarians are very, very, very strong. So if I wanted to use someone like Claudia, which gives me 65% additional hero XP, she is a infantry and hunt commander, which, if you remember, hunt is for barbarians specifically. And I go with someone, let's say I wanted to level up Corvo, which is level 10. I am taking a lot of damage here. And at the end of the day, you're going to be able to hit a couple of these guys and fall back, go back out, hit a couple, and recall. And doing all that really takes up a lot of time, so I really recommend going into zone 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and let that go there. And the final thing is I want to go to this event tab, which is up here to the left of the pass. So in here you are able to see the event schedule, which is going to outline everything that is coming and a few of the events that have passed. So like this one, Cross Dimension, the Master Hunter, the Ruin Defense, and the Undefeatable. So let's talk about a few of them here, and I'm going to go to Operation Bunyan Sweep. So each of these, I believe there are 5 or 6 different levels that you are going to have to summon the Bunyan, and you're going to have to defeat it. You are going to get the highest reward at the end, so for completing stage easy, I'm going to get 750 level 1 resource chests, 11 hours worth of speed ups, 800 gems, 4 legendary mana stones, and 5 legendary star fragments. If you were only able to go to level 25, you're going to get this reward here. So that's how that one kind of works. This is a very good event to use your stamina on, along with the Defying Chaos event. If you go to rankings here, the winner gets 7 legendary mana stones along with 10 hours worth of speed ups and a few hundred gems along with the advanced prayer books. So in this event, you are going to attack monsters for points. If you just want to attack up to 60,000 points, a lot of people do that just to get every single prize that they're able to get. And one second. Pardon me. So you can tell I hit one of the monsters, I got 2,500 points, so I'm able to claim that. Another super worthy mention is the value of gems. So on this event, it comes around typically right after the spend and get event. Typically takes 2 or 3 days to show afterwards. You're going to have to spend a certain amount of gems, and you are going to get rewards for that. I believe that happens, I think it's a 5-day event, but I cannot particularly remember. The Brilliant Glow event is where you are going to be able to unlock Esther. You're going to have to do a variety of different things in order to earn boxes, which you are then going to go and trade those boxes in for points or for items, depending on what you need and if you even want to work Esther. The final event that I want to mention, which is going to be the end of the video pretty much, is going to be this Undefeatable event. So this is where you're able to get commander specific heads. So we just had another Alicia event end, and I didn't particularly go for her, but Alicia is this commander here, and she is an archer and attack commander. A lot of the bigger players who are going to be spending are going to really easily be able to place, and they're going to compete amongst themselves. If you are a lower spend or free to play or even medium, you're going to want to save up everything for one of these times that the event pops, which each new commander that they release, it will come back 3 times, and you're going to want to go all out for one of them. And so as you can tell here, just to follow up, she took a lot of damage on this Barbarian. So like I said, Zone 2 is 100% the best areas that you're able to farm in. So that is my basic overview of the game, and I hope all that information is going to help you improve your gameplay even more than what it has been. I hope it gave you a nice understanding of where everything is and how to do certain things. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments below. I will gladly take a look at it and see if I'm able to provide any support, along with going through possibly even making another video if it's something big enough that I missed, which it could easily be, as I only wrote down so many things on my phone to go over. And I know that a lot of people are asking about certain builds and talent trees. Like I said, I am working on it. I'm just trying to release as many videos as I can in a certain period of time. As of right now, I am trying to do a few at one time. And if you guys have any other questions, like I said, please just post it and I will do my best to answer. And thank you very much for watching. If you're still here, please leave a comment and a like and consider subscribing. Peace.